hazeh manora hamakom hazeh manora hamakom hazeh. How awesome is this place? Ein zeh ki im beit Elohim b'zeh sha'ar hashamayim. This is none other than the home of the Almighty and the very gate to heaven. Modeh ani lefanecha melech hay v'kayam shechezarta bi nishmati b'chemela rabba emunatecha. Page 61 in our Siddur, the very first words that come out of our mouths as we wake up for a new day, words of gratitude. Sometimes it's hard to find that feeling of gratitude as we have to bring ourselves out of bed to face a new day. And thankfully, I'm grateful that our tradition puts these words in our mouth and tells us, wake up to gratitude. Wake up to gratitude. Open your eyes and see that there is so much to be grateful for, despite everything. Modeh ani lefanecha melech hay v'kayam shechezarta bi nishmati b'chemela rabba emunatecha shechezarta bi nishmati b'chemela rabba 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 emunatecha. Thank you for returning my soul to me. You've done that with so much love and compassion. Your faith in me is overwhelming. Rabbah, you believe in me to give me this new day of life, whatever I've done in the past, whatever I have done, adequately or inadequately. Now, today, you've given me a new day of life. The New Modeh Ani by Bradley Burston. This is what I told myself this morning. Whatever you're doing, stop a second. Take a long breath, deep. Take a breath and revel in it, just to decide that you're alive. Take a breath to give thanks. Ask, who is like unto this unknowable Almighty, who invented life itself and breath, and who created our true shields and swords, the health professionals who are the mightiest, the most compassionate of angels. Thank you by whatever name, who created and sent to us and who sustains these heroes, these champions who run marathons every single day to just do their jobs, which are to perform miracles. Most of all, take that long breath in honor of and in gratitude to the angels themselves, nurses, doctors, emergency medical technicians, and ambulance crews, lab techs, orderlies, and maintenance and cleaning staff, research scientists, epidemiologists, social workers, teachers, first responders, chaplains, people working on the supply lines to give us our food and all of the things that we need. And for all the many others, among them the parents, suddenly at home with their children, running without training, without help, without grandparents, marathons of their own, all in an effort to save countless lives. Modeh ani. If only you could hear me, how grateful I am for your faithfulness. Ma yafe hayom, Shabbat shalom. Ma yafe hayom, Shabbat shalom. Ma yafe hayom, Shabbat shalom. Ma yafe hayom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Alay, lay, la 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 lay, alay, lay, la 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 lay, alay, lay, la 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 lay, alay, lay, lay. I've cleaned my hands, and now I want to take these clean hands and use them and get them dirty for the sake of all that is right and good and holy in this world. So I pour clean, holy waters, pure waters. And my hands are washed over with that purity and with that sense of a new purpose. Al natilat yadayim. God, you sanctify us with many, many holy actions that we are obligated to perform. Mitzvot. And you command us to take hold of our hands, to take responsibility for doing what we can today and every day. With our hands, we take our talit. We wrap ourselves in a garment of light. We imagine that this is the way it was at the very beginning of all beginnings. Just as this is the beginning of a new day, of creating a new world. God stretched out like a sheet, the light of first existences, of beginnings. And when God was wrapped with that light, the world came into being. Maya karchaz techa Elohim, bnei adam b'tzelt nafecha yechesayim, yirviyun mideshen beitecha v'nachal adanecha tashkein, ki imcha mekor chayim b'orcha nir'e or, v'shol chaz techa v'yodecha v'tzidkatcha l'yishrei leiv. How precious is your loving kindness, O God. We take shelter. Wherever it is that we are taking shelter, we take shelter under your wings. We feast on the abundance found in your house. You give us drink from the river of your delight. For with you is the fountain of life. By your light do we see light. Grant your loving kindness to those who love you, and your righteousness to the upright in heart. On page 63, as we begin our activities, as we begin to collect our thoughts, we take upon ourselves the sacred commandment to love each other, to look out for each other, to care for each other. And even as we are separated, that act of separation is not just a withdrawal away from each other, but in a true sense, it's an act of love that we are giving to each other, to keeping each other safe and secure and healthy. When it's the right time to come out, we will come out. But when it's not the right time to come out, then our greatest gift of love to each other is to stay in our places. Hareini mekabel alai et mitzvat haborei ve'ahavta l'reyacha kamocha l'reyacha kamocha. Hareini mekabel alai et mitzvat haborei ve'ahavta l'reyacha kamocha l'reyacha kamocha. This poem, called Pandemic, by Lynn Ungar. What if you thought of it as the Jews consider the Sabbath, the most sacred of times? Cease from travel, cease from buying and selling. Give up, just for now, on trying to make the world different than it is. Sing, pray, touch only those to whom you commit your life. Center down. And when your body has become still, reach out with your heart. Know that we are connected in ways that are terrifying and beautiful. You could hardly deny it now. Know that our lives are in one another's hands. Surely that has become clear. Do not reach out your hands, reach out your heart. Reach out your words. Reach out all the tendrils of compassion that move invisibly where we cannot touch. Promise this world your love, for better and for worse, in sickness and in health, so long as we all shall live. Hareini mekabel alai et mitzvat haborei ve'ahavta l'reyacha kamocha l'reyacha kamocha. I hereby accept upon myself the holy commandment of my Creator, to love my fellow human being as I love myself. Today is the holy day of Shabbat, as mentioned in that poem. A day for us to center down, a day for us to take a deep breath and examine what it is that is so precious to us. And just hold up that precious image without fiddling with it, without trying to change it, without trying to manipulate it, just to love it. Page 95, Psalm 93 talks about the great majesty of God that transcends all of the noise of this world. Mikolot mayim rabim adirim mishpereyam adir bamarom Adonai. En ich wollt gehaut kojach, wollt ich gelaufen in die Gassen, und ich wollt geschrien auf euch Shabbos, Shabbat hayom l'Hashem. If only I had the strength, I would go out to the market. I would call out and proclaim, this day is Shabbos for God. Heilige Shabbos, Shabbat hayom, Holy Shabbat for God. Ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la la la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la, ya la 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 la. La 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 la, la la la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la, ya la 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 la, la 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 la, ya la ya la 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 la, la 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 la, ya la 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 la. La 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 la, ya la 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 la. Allah, ni ni la la, ni ni la la, ni ni la la, la 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 la, la 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 la, la la la, ya la 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 la. So if we can take in that silence, perhaps we'll hear things that usually get drowned out by the noise and static of our lives. We'll be able to hear, to listen up. On page 112, the commandment to listen, Shema. To listen. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavecha u'b'chol nafshecha
ובכל מאודך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקישרתם להיות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך.
ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך. Speak these words that command love with all our heart, with all our soul, with all our might. Speak these words, b'shivtecha b'veitecha, as you dwell in your home. The word b'shivtecha has the word Shabbat in it. B'shivtecha b'veitecha. When you Shabbat in your home, when you sit quietly and dwell securely in your home, find a time to speak these words. And in the times of silence, listen for these words. Listen how these words are being spoken to you from everything around you and from deep inside your own soul. We celebrate God's saving power. We know that God has rescued us time and time again from danger and from death. Page 114, the middle of the page, we say, Motzi, Motzi asirim, ufode anavim. God, you are the one who frees those who are locked down. And you are the one who redeems the humble. Yozer dalim. You are the one who helps those who have no resources, who are weak and poor. And you answer us when we call out to you. Motzi, Motzi asirim, fode anavim, Yozer v'yozer dalim, Yonel yamor, Yonel yamor, v'yechava meilav, Yonel yamor, v'yechava meilav. So let's embrace the gift of silence on Shabbat. And let's take a moment or two of silence for ourselves to speak, to let our hearts speak, to listen to the voice of silence.
Oseh shalom bimromav, Uyaseh shalom aleinu, ve'ale kol Yisrael, ve'imru amen. Uyaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Uyaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
On this Shabbat, schedule of reading the Torah brings us to a new book, the fourth book of the Torah, Bamidbar, in the wilderness. It tells the story of the wanderings of the people of Israel, leaving Mount Sinai and journeying on the way to the Promised Land. Begins on page 769 in our Eitz Chaim Chumash. I'll read the first verses of this first chapter of this new book. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe b'midbar Sinai b'yoel moed b'echad lachodesh hasheni b'shana hashenit litzeitam me'eretz Mitzrayim lemor se'u et rosh kol adat b'nei Yisrael l'mishpechotam leveit avotam B'mispar shemot kol zachar legulgilotam Iben 20 shana v'mala kol yotzei tzava b'Yisrael tivkedu otam l'tziv otam ata v'Aharon. On the first day of the second month, in the second year following the exodus from the land of Egypt, the Lord spoke to Moses in the wilderness of Sinai, in the tent of meeting, saying, "Take a census of the whole Israelite community by the clans of its ancestral houses, listing the names, every male head by head. You and Aaron shall record them by their groups from the age of 20 years up, all those in Israel who are able to bear arms." So this reading opens on Rosh Chodesh, the first day of the month, the second month, Iyar, Rosh Chodesh Iyar, in the second year of the exodus from Egypt. This means that we have left Egypt the middle of the first month, Nisan, and we got to Mount Sinai, and then after 50 days after leaving Egypt, we received the Torah. And now, almost 11 months after leaving Egypt, we open this book and God speaks to Moses, and the instruction is to get ready to move on, to muster the troops. Kol yotzei tzava, everyone who is capable of going out to the army. Tifkidu otam l'tzivotam, and count them up according to their battalions, their legions, their companies. By coincidence, this weekend is Memorial Day weekend. And we should pause and honor the memories of all those who went out to be servicemen and servicewomen for the sake of fighting for their country, fighting for the ideals that their country, the United States, our country, stands for: freedom and human dignity for everyone. Those are the ideals we believe in. Sometimes we fall short in realizing them, and it is with great humility that we need to remember those who gave up their lives to fight for those ideals that need still to be fought for. We honor their memories. We thank them for their lives. But the word tzava doesn't only mean army. The word tzvaot does not simply mean armies. It means multitudes. It means hosts, legions and legions of forces. Tzvaot is one of the names that are sacred names of God. Go aleinu Adonai tzvaot shemo. Our Redeemer's name is Eternal One, tzvaot, of all the hosts, of all the myriads. And we are included in those myriads, in those thousands upon thousands, those multitudes. God is a God of multitudes, and we are part of God's multitudes. Each and every one of us is capable and is conscripted to join God's multitudes, to do what we can, and to follow God's orders. Those orders are called mitzvot, commandments. To follow those commands, to make this world safe and healthy and full of life and holy. B'mispar shemot, listing their names. In this census, it wasn't simply tallying up numbers. In this census, each person has a name. Each person, as they join the myriads, as they join the hosts, the thousands, the legions of others, to embark on this sacred and terrifying work. Each of us has a name. The name of a poem by the Israeli poetess Zelda, translated by Marcia Falk. Each of us has a name given by God and given by our parents. Each of us has a name given by our stature and our smile, and given by what we wear. Each of us has a name given by the mountains and given by our walls. Each of us has a name given by the stars and given by our neighbors. Each of us has a name given by our sins and given by our longing. Each of us has a name given by our enemies and given by our love. Each of us has a name given by our celebrations and given by our work. Each of us has a name given by the seasons and given by our blindness. Each of us has a name given by the sea and given by our death. The Haftarah for today is a special Haftarah, not the Haftarah that was assigned to the Torah portion of Bamidbar, but the Haftarah called Machar Chodesh. Tomorrow is a new month. This is the Haftarah that is always read on Shabbat. That is the day before a new month, the day before Rosh Chodesh. Machar Chodesh. And so, this reading preempts the reading for Bamidbar. It's found in our Chumashim on page 1216, taken from the book of Samuel, 1 Samuel, chapter 20. The first verse reads, verse 18, Vayomer lo Yehonatan machar chodesh v'ni hifkadeta ki ipaked moshavecha. Jonathan said to him, Jonathan is talking to his dear, dear, dear friend David, tomorrow will be the new moon, and you will be missed when your seat remains vacant. You will be missed. We are all experiencing that kind of feeling. As we go through special occasions, Pesach was so strange, such a challenge. Family members and dear ones who would have had a place at our table, or who we would have visited and we would have been able to sit at their table, and our place was empty. Their place was empty. And we missed each other. We wished to be able to be together. This is the beginning of our Haftarah, our prophetic reading, which tells the heartbreaking story of the friendship and the love between Jonathan and David that was interrupted and broken by external circumstances. It concludes verses 41 and 42. Hanar David kam yitzel hanegev vayipol le'apav ha'artza vayishtachu shalosh pe'amim vayishku ish et reyehu vayivku ish et reyehu ad David higdiyu Vayomer Yehonatan leDavid lech leshalom asher nishbanu shneinu anachnu v'sheim Adonai lemor Adonai yeh beini uveinecha Uvein zari, vein zarachad olam. David emerged from his concealment, and he flung himself face down on the ground and bowed before the prince, Jonathan, 3 times. And then they kissed each other, and they wept together, and David could not cease weeping. Jonathan said to David, now go in peace. Lech l'shalom. For we two have sworn to each other in the name of the Lord. May the eternal always be between us, between you and me, and between your offspring and mine, forever. So the Haftarah ends with an image of embrace, and with an image of calling and praying for peace, and with an image of the eternal God as that space that is between us, whether we're embracing each other physically or not. May we remember, we pray, let God be between us and bring us peace. Prayer for those who are ill and for their caretakers. Mi shebeirach avoteinu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. We pause to think of all those we have in our hearts and in our prayers. Mi shebeirach imoteinu mekor habracha lavoteinu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shleima, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Pray that the Ribbono Shel Olam bring refuah shleima, complete and speedy recovery, to all those who are suffering. May God bless their caregivers with good health, and with hearts of strength, and wisdom, and courage, and love, to be able to do everything possible, and everything necessary on their behalf. Let us all say, Amen. As we look forward to a new month, we offer a prayer called Birkat HaChodesh, the blessing for the new moon, the new month. May it be your will, our eternal God Almighty, an almighty God of our ancestors, that you may renew for us this month for goodness and for blessing, and that you grant us a life enduring, a life of peace, a life of goodness, a life of blessing, a life of sustenance, a life of physical vitality, a life that includes reverence for heaven and fear of sin, a life that does not include shame and humiliation, a life of richness and dignity, a life in which we have within us love of Torah and reverence for heaven, a life in which the Eternal will fulfill the yearnings of our hearts for goodness. Amen, Selah. The new month of Sivan begins tomorrow. Rosh Chodesh Sivan Yeh B'Yom Harishon Haba Aleinu L'Tovah. May it come to us for goodness and for life. L'chayim. Chayim arukim. Chayim shel shalom. Chayim shel tova. Chayim shel bracha. Chayim shel parnasa. Chayim shel chilutz atzamot. Chayim sheyesh bahem yirat shamayim v'yirat chet. Chayim she'ein bahem busha uchlima. Chayim shel osher v'chavod. Chayim shetehevanu ahavat Torah v'yirat shamayim. Chayim sheyimalei Adonai mishalot libeinu l'tovah. Amen, Selah. This past week on Thursday, we marked the anniversary of the reunification of Jerusalem, Yom Yerushalayim. After years of becoming a divided city because of the conflict, Israel was able to reunite the city. It was a beautiful, wonderful accomplishment. So much more needs to be done to truly create a city of peace, a Yerushalayim. The word Yerushalayim, the name, means a city of peace. So much more needs to be done. On page 251 in our Siddur, we can read Psalm 122, a special psalm devoted to Jerusalem. Shir HaMa'alot LeDavid, Samachti v'omrim li, Beit Adonai Nelech, Omdot hayu ragleinu b'sha'arayich Yerushalayim, Yerushalayim habenuyah, Ki'ir shechubra layachtav. I rejoiced when they said to me, let us go to the house of the Eternal. We stood within your gates, Jerusalem. Jerusalem rebuilt, a city uniting all. There the tribes ascended, the tribes of the Eternal, as Israel was commanded, to praise the Eternal's name. There the seats of judgment stood, the thrones of the house of David. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. May those who love you prosper. May there be peace within your walls, serenity within your homes. For the sake of my friends and companions, I pray that peace be yours. For the sake of the house of the Eternal, our Almighty God, I yearn for and seek goodness for you. Leman achai v'rei, leman achai v'rei, adabrana, adabrana, shalom bach. Leman Beit Adonai Eloheinu avak shatov lach. Leman Beit Adonai Eloheinu avak shatov lach. Page 197, the Mourner's Kaddish. El Elohei Aruchot asher biadcha nafshot hachayim v'hametim. God of all spirits, in whose hands are the souls of the living and the dead, turn today in love and compassion to our prayers in the memory of all those we love. Please remember all the loving kindness and good that they did in the land of the living. Grant them perfect rest under the sheltering wings of your presence, and bind their souls in the bond of life. It is clear to you, compassionate Mother in heaven, that it is our wish to declare your holiness within the community by declaring the words of the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shomrei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach hirutei, v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael ba'agala u'bizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shomrei Rabbah mevarach li'olam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal Shmei d'kudisha b'richu. Leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Yaseh shalom b'mromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. But it has been impossible for us to convene a minyan in these difficult circumstances. So please accept our prayers and our intentions, and for the sake of your great name, send healing and salvation to the world. Shabbat Shalom.
Lai 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 ala lai 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 ala lai lai ala lai 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 ai lai lai ai lai lai ai lai 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 ai lai ai lai lai ai lai lai ala lai 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 ai lai lai ala lai 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 ai lai lai ala lai lai ai lai 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 ai lai ai lai lai ala lai la 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 lai 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 ai li 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 lai 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 ai li 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 la 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 lai ai lai lai li 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 lai 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 ai